Okay, round two. Good morning, everyone. We've got a special tea time because we're going to be doing some astronomy this morning, or talking about astronomy this morning. And so I can see that everybody is just now joining in. Hi, going to wave to a couple of people here as you're joining in. And so I'm really excited to be here this early Sunday morning, because it's the 13th annual Global Astronomy Month with Astronomers Without Borders. And I have a real treat today because we're going to talk about conjunctions. I've got an astronomer who's going to be joining me any minute now, so I'm watching to see him come on the feed. Wow. So to get started, first, talking about the tea that I'm having this morning, because you know, every time I have a tea time, I talk about what tea I have. And the tea that I'm drinking this morning is a peppermint tea, just to get myself up and going. And I am just looking for my friend who is joining me live to talk about astronomy. I hope you're all excited to come in and talk astronomy with me. Okay, a little housekeeping. Anybody who joins today and listens on me talk about astronomy with Andrew, the person who is the astronomer who's going to be joining me, if you leave a comment, now keep in mind this comment has to be done not now, but if you leave a comment when I post this onto my Instagram, then you'll be in the running for this month's postcard. And so, as you know, I send out postcards to people, and so if you leave a comment, then you could potentially win this postcard. I send it anywhere around the world. So again, you got to leave the comment in my feed afterwards, because these comments here that you guys are putting in, the waves and stuff, those go away, unfortunately. Let me say wave back to a bunch of people here, and I am just looking for the person who is joining us. I don't see him in yet. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about, hold on a second, I'm trying to discard that and see where he is. And so we're going to be talking about a conjunction that's happening over the next 2 days. And I'm excited to talk astronomy with you. And I'm just looking for Andrew to come in. So in the comments, how many of you know about the conjunction that is about to happen? So leave a comment in the feed and say yes or no. Do you know about the conjunction that's happening? Oh, look at that. We have a star and an emoji. I like it. I'm excited. I went out this morning. It's 5:30 a.m. right now here. And so I went out this morning and I just took a look. It's going to be better tomorrow and the next day. And I'm just trying to find Andrew here. I may have to go and see, invite. Let me invite him. It might be easier that way. There we go. To join me, invite. And so hopefully he'll see that. So I recently became part of the Astronomers Without Borders, and so I'm on the board now, and they celebrate every year for the month of April the Global Astronomy Month. And so this entire month is all about astronomy and astronomy outreach and just getting people excited to look up at the night sky. All right, I'm still looking for Andrew here. Thank you for everybody who's joining. Oh, hey, learn to stargaze. Hi. Let me go and see. I haven't had anybody on before. And so Astronomers Without Borders, I'll invite, maybe he's under there. Oh, let me see. Did Andrew just come up? Andrew, where are you? There you are. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, nice to be here. Hey, Sian. Good morning.
Good morning. I was just talking about how, this is our first Instagram live together and how I usually don't have anybody on. When I do my tea times, I usually don't have a guest. So this is a very special morning for me.
Thank you so much for having me. And of course, AWB is so proud to be collaborating with you and having you on board with us. It's fantastic. And of course, Global Astronomy Month. There's nothing better than this, Sian. I mean, to start the month, kick off our month of celebrations with you.
Yeah, it was funny because I was just talking about how this is the 13th annual Global Astronomy Month with Astronomers Without Borders, for those of you that don't know what AWB is, and how exciting that is to have an entire month dedicated to astronomy.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, this is our 13th year at Astronomers Without Borders doing this. And it's our flagship event. It's really global. Astronomers Without Borders has over 12,000 members. We invite everyone watching to come and join. It's free, and there's paid membership with a lot of perks and all of that. And we're in 143 different countries. And we're here basically to do good in the world using the power of astronomy, the awe and wonder of the night sky that we all share around the world. It has an amazing power. And I don't think I need to tell you that, Sian, you've had a very unique perspective. You've had actually the overview perspective, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. And, one of the things that was great was actually being able to see the stars around the Earth from space. And, the one thing that we as a crew wish we had done was reorientate, because we were facing down towards the Earth the entire mission, except for when we were phasing. But to take the moment to turn away and look into the deep night sky, that's the one thing where we all said as a crew, dang it, we wish we had taken the time to do that. But I was able to see the stars, around the Earth at night, and it was fantastic. I loved it.
I can imagine. And, I think as a backyard sky watcher, a lifelong sky, somebody who's just in love with the sky, I'm so jealous that you had no clouds to deal with. Nothing, right?
Right.
Anytime you want a stargaze, you could, right? While you were up there.
And then talking about that, this is one of those things, one of the great things about astronomy is that it's global. We're all under one sky. And so the things that I'm on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast up in Canada, and where I can't imagine, like being in Phoenix, we get like 300 days of sunshine. So you being...
Don't rub it in, Sian. This is something I've been dealing with all my life. I was born and raised in Montreal, Canada, and I've been battling as I'm part of a club here in astronomy, and we always lament it's the this giant cloud of Montreal cloud that just comes over, and it's about 60% of the time that we're cloudy here in Montreal. So we really have to grab those opportunities when we can see out the night sky. Like, I'll tell you honestly, this morning too, cloudy. We're socked in this morning. But tomorrow's supposed to be good, and the next day. So I'm really crossing my fingers so that we can see what we're talking about today.
Okay, so what are we talking about? I was just outside for a sneak peek.
Oh, you did? And you had clear skies, I bet?
We have clear skies.
Oh, good. I'm okay. I'm happy.
I lived in Rochester, New York, so not too far from you. And believe because it was just one giant cloud all winter long. And it's like,
Yeah, so you can relate then.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's cool.
So the next 2 days, what do we get to look forward to?
Okay, so what we're talking about, why we're here today, is because Astronomers Without Borders wants everyone who's tuning in and watching this, whether it's live or recorded or whatever, is to get outside and see a very special event that involves planets, our neighboring worlds in our solar system. And what's so great is that it's something that anyone who has clear skies around the world can see this. And it really kind of puts you into a sense of perspective of where we are in the cosmos, because we see our neighboring worlds. So what we're talking about here is what's called a planetary conjunction. And we're going to see Saturn and Mars, two neighboring worlds that are visible to the naked eye. You can see this just with the naked eye, are going to appear to converge in the sky, close together. It's already been happening for the last week or so. You've seen them getting closer and closer, but they get their absolute closest the next 2 mornings. So Monday morning and Tuesday morning will be when they appear their closest. And all you need is a clear view towards the eastern horizon. No obstruction, no cloud, obviously no clouds, but no buildings or mountains or trees in that part of the sky, the eastern part of the sky. And it's about a half hour to 45 minutes before your local sunrise. So wherever you are in the world, that's what you want to be positioned. And you'll see these two star-like objects. One's going to look like an orangey colored star, and the other one is going to look like a yellowy, creamy colored star. And they'll be very, very close. And what makes it even cooler, Sian, is that they're going to be so close that you can see them in the same field of view of binoculars. And even if you have there you go. I knew you'd be prepared.
Got my binoculars ready to go. I'm super excited about this. And because Celestron provided me with these amazing binoculars to be able to go out.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, those are nifty, really nifty pair ones, because with a small, you don't need a big giant. I have my own kind of Celestron one too, but this is kind of like a monster one. But you don't need one like this. You can use any pair of binoculars. Even one like that is perfectly suited too. It's small, compact, easy to maneuver, right? And
well, I love it because I can travel with it. I'm not going to be here the next 2 days. I'm traveling, hopefully clear skies. I'm going to be in San Diego tomorrow morning, and then Colorado the next day. So I get my 2 chances are in 2 very different locations. And what I love about this is that these are travel size. So I'm going to put them in my suitcase, and I am going to see if I can see the conjunction from those 2 locations. This is why I'm up. And so those of you who know my tea times, they're random, but they're never this early. And the reason why is because I want to go outside and I wanted to practice. And I wanted to, this is one of the things where you just roll out of bed, you put on a hat, you got your shirt on, maybe your sweatpants, and you just walk outside and take a view. You don't want to have to look all spiffy for this early morning astronomy.
Exactly. So I'm going to show you what it kind of looks like. I'm going to see if I can get this on the camera here. So,
I see. Perfect. That's great.
You see that? Okay.
Yeah.
So what you've got here is the setup of basically in the morning. Now, I don't know, it might be flipped in reverse mirror image, so please excuse that. But what you'll see generally, and what I want people to see, because around the world, they will be oriented in a different ways, these star-like objects. So what you're going to see is Saturn and Mars close together. But look at what's there. You see this super bright object here?
Yeah.
This is going to be your guidepost. This is Venus. And Venus is a planet that's sometimes called the sister planet to Earth, because it's almost exactly the same size. And it's the closest planet. And because of that, it's the brightest. You can't miss it. It'll knock your eyes out. It looks like a brilliant diamond in the early morning sky. And it'll act as your guidepost in finding this. this conjunction right there. You can see that's Saturn. I'll try to get it closer. Saturn. See, they're really super close. And there's Venus, and Venus will act as a guidepost. And if you're lucky, I don't know if you can. It's this other planet is embedded in the glare of dawn, right there, lower there. You can see that's Jupiter.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be right there on the horizon.
Exactly. So that's a trickier one. It'll take a while for Jupiter to kind of get out of the glare later this month. But what you'll have is, so while Jupiter's climbing over the next few weeks, you'll get an easier and easier view of that. But right now, the focus that we want people to look at is, Sian, and I want you to be, hopefully tomorrow and the next day, wherever you are, is check out these two planets, how close together they are. And through your binoculars, you'll get a fantastic view through them. And it's perfect because, like you said, you're so busy traveling. A lot of people don't even think that binoculars are, they really are one of the perfect astronomical instruments, especially for events like these. And they're so easy to travel with, and you'll be able to enjoy the conjunction with that.
Yeah, and these are a 10 by 42, so 10 times magnification, 42 millimeter lens diameter, and they've got the ED glass on it, which prevents color fringing, and so you'll have high resolution, high contrast all the way across. Out.
That's going to be very important for you because that ED, it's the extra low dispersion type of glass. And basically, it means that the front lenses that you have there are coated with a special film. And so that allows very crystal clear views right to the edge of the field of view. So when you're going to be looking at Saturn and Mars together, they're going to be just at sort of towards the edge of the field of view. And on the sides, and they won't be distorted. They'll look very crystal clear. So that's what that ED coating is fantastic for. And that you said also that they're 7 by 42. Just so people will know, every binocular has these two numbers. The first number and an X, and then a second number. The first number is the magnification. How many times more magnification than the human eye? There you go. That is 10 times more magnification than the human eye. My Celestron pair here is 15 by 70. So that means that I get 15 times more magnification. Like, this might be too much. Yours with a lower magnification is really a sweet spot, allowing you to encompass more of the sky, but not too much. You know, it's a good field of view. And then the second number, yours is 45.
It's on 42.
42? Yeah, so 42 is in millimeters, the width of the diameter of your front lens, the front lens on the binoculars. Exactly, those lenses. So basically, that size determines, the wider that size, the more light that comes into your binoculars. And the brighter objects appear, and the crisper, more contrasty that they appear. Now, because they've coated, Celestron has coated the lens, they can actually make the binocular smaller, but perform as if they were larger. Yeah, it's a smart idea. To use that coating allows you to have a more miniature pair of binoculars, more portable pair, while performing as if it was a larger pair. Smart, eh?
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I got to tell you, and I recently moved, so it's in a box somewhere, but the only other pair of binoculars I have, my dad gave me for my 13th birthday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's old, but I've had them for almost 40 years because I'm 52 now, and I got them for my 13th birthday from my dad so that I could look up at the night sky. And I've kept them all this time because my father passed away when I was 19, and that was one of the things he had given me. And I've not gotten another pair of binoculars since. So I can imagine in 40 years, the technology has gotten slightly better.
You got an upgrade. You got an upgrade.
I got an upgrade with these. And so I'm really excited to go out and check out what is happening. Now, this is a test for later on this month. So what's happening?
Okay, so yes. So the idea here is we want folks to go outside and look at the Saturn-Mars conjunction now in the next 2 days. But it really is a practice run for the main event, which is basically a beautiful dance of the planets with the moon. It includes the moon. And this is really going to knock people's eyes out because they're much brighter. The event at the end of the month is more visually spectacular than this one. And we're at AWB, we're calling it the Beauty Without Borders campaign because it's something, there are no borders to the sky and everyone's going to be able to share this. It's going to be the crescent moon joining Venus and Jupiter. And this so beautiful. Venus and Jupiter, for those of you that don't know, are the two brightest planets that we can see in the skies regularly. But now what makes it special that these two super bright planets are coming so close together in the sky. Again, it'll be early morning, so make sure you set your alarm for about 45 minutes to a half hour before your local sunrise. And the key dates are between April 24th and May 1st. Between those dates, the moon is going to be hopping and posing with one planet after another. So you'll have Saturn and Mars still in the sky. They will have separated apart, and the moon will join one first, then the other one, and then the big thing is going to be on April 27th. And Sian, you're going to be there, and I guess I'll be there too. We're going to have the moon join Jupiter and Venus, and it'll form a little triangle cluster close together, very eye-catching, very impressive, and we want people to try and capture it on their smartphones. Exactly.
So go out and be able to snap a photo with your smartphone and then post that so we can see it. So I'm really excited about being able to do that. And so we'll do another Instagram live, Facebook live. We'll do a live celebration. And what's interesting is, again, I'll be traveling, but I'll be on the West Coast. So hopefully with good chance of good weather to be able to see that. And then by the time we meet, because we'll do it again 5:30 a.m. my time, which will be 3 hours ahead your time, so I will get to know whether or not you had clear skies.
Exactly. I'm gonna be your guinea pig for that, your cosmic guinea pig, and I'm gonna try to see if I'll have clear sky. If I do, I'll try to snap a picture with my phone, and I'm hoping others do that, follow suit around the world. What will be very cool, Sian, is also seeing the perspective that people have, because we're on a globe, we're on this giant ball in the universe, and we're seeing things from different perspectives. So you'll see the moon, you'll see Jupiter and Saturn, but they might be oriented very differently from the photos that people will see others taking. It'll be really cool.
That's the best part, is that perspective, that shift in perspective, depending on where you are. And, I got to experience that when I traveled to the Southern Hemisphere and got to see the night sky. So I did the Astronomy Chile Educator Ambassador Program, which I do believe the applications are open right now for anybody that's interested in this. But you get to go to Chile and you get to experience astronomy, go to the big observatories and look at the night sky. And I just remember being like, everything's slightly, it's upside down. Wait, what is this? Trying in a new orientation, the moon, seeing just your favorite constellations and being like, wait, okay, all right. There's the familiarity, but slightly off, where you're kind of like, okay, what's going on here? And then, of course, seeing the southern sky, just beautiful.
Tons of gems, things that those of us in the northern hemisphere are completely unfamiliar with. Some beautiful things, deep sky objects and things going on there. Yeah.
And I'm going to see if I can bring up a photo here to show you. It'll take me a second. But, and the next time, I think if we're using, depending on what platform we're streaming from, I may be able to pull some of this stuff up. But this is a photo from the night sky and stars. And there was one example, I want to be able to see if I can find it, where I'm like, that's... And then you'll be able to confirm this for me. So I'm not going to say what it is until I'm just going to hold up the photo and show you.
Okay.
And I took this with my iPhone. So again, this gives people the idea of what you can do with your phone when it comes to doing stargazing, particularly the new ones, because it's so good at getting, well, you know, the problem with having 10,000 photos.
I know.
Take
But
your,
yeah, while you're looking for that, Sian, I just want to let a little tip for people. When you are taking photos with your phone of this conjunction of these planetary encounters, try to frame your photo with something in the foreground on Earth. It really frames the photograph greatly. So if you have like a lake in front of you, a river, some trees, maybe a building, or whatever you have, a statue that you could put in front of it, give it some perspective, a nice wide angle shot, it's going to make the photograph that much more visually appealing, that framing with something on the ground in front of it. So you don't need to zoom in on the conjunction, really just a nice wide angle photo with your smartphone. And you know, anyone can take a photograph with their phone, and it'll look amazing.
All right, I think I'm going to have to look some other time to find this photo, but I will show you this fun one because I think you'll appreciate this. So I'm trying to get it so there's not a glare, but can you see the Earth there?
Oh yeah.
This little dot is the moon.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Now that's perspective.
Right. That little dot is our moon.
Incredible.
It
wow.
is how small our moon is comparatively to our beautiful planet. And that was one of the things that when, you know, being in space and, you know, and seeing the moon kind of like rise off to the side of the Earth and being like, look at that little dot compared to the, and so.
And you know, what's incredible, Sian, is that, you know, that humans have been on the moon. We're going to the moon. We're planning on that. You know, we're working, you know, in advanced stages of preparation for that. We're on the verge of so many amazing things in terms of human space travel. And, you know, here we are on spaceship Earth. We are on a spaceship, aren't we, in the universe? And everyone, you know, maybe not, you know, not everyone around us can go and have that wonderful opportunity of being in space, but we are floating in space on this planet. And when we look up at the sky, and you're going to see, I want folks to understand this, is the awe and wonder here is that those little points of light are actual worlds like our own neighboring planet. And they're at such a distance that even light takes time to reach us. We're traveling back in time when we're looking at these objects.
I think that's one of the most trippiest things, is that we're looking so far back into the past. And so, you know, this whole idea of time and space, and, you know, what we're seeing isn't the reality, what is there at that, you know, that moment. Because we're you know, thousands.
Okay. So let me put this in place. So tomorrow and the next day, when you're looking at those two, you know, they look like modest points of light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mars is orangey color because it's filled with iron oxide on its surface, right? It's just covered with iron. So you actually see the color of Mars, the real color. You can see that with the eye and your binoculars, and it's so far away. It's about 260 million kilometers right now. And it takes light almost something like 60 minutes to reach your eye. And so you're looking back in time 60 minutes when you're looking at Mars. And right next to it is going to be the planet Saturn. And Saturn is so much farther away. It's something like 1.4 billion kilometers away. Over a billion kilometers. It's so far, Saturn, that it takes light 79 minutes to reach your eye. So you'll see these two planets close together, but it's an optical illusion in a sort, right, Sian? Because they're so much farther apart. It's just our perspective. So, you know, you see these two lights like this, you know, if these were the two planets, they look close together to you, but in reality, there is a big distance, a billion, there's about a billion kilometers that separate those planets. And so you're looking not just through space, but time, back in time. So probably you were sleeping when the light left Saturn.
Question for you. When we finally get people on Mars and they get to look at the night sky, what will be the brightest object in the night sky for them?
Mars is very, very close to us. And so you will, from everything that I've gathered in the perspective of a Martian looking up at the sky, you'll probably see the same constellations will be visible. So the stars are going to be the same because we're talking light years away, right? So the difference between Earth and Mars won't make any difference there. But in the planet, in terms of the planets and the sun, will be very different. First off, you wouldn't see the moon. Our moon would not be visible from Mars, right? Mars has its own two moons, Phobos and Deimos. They're small. They'll look like little dots in the sky. They're not as big as our moon, but you will see Earth, and you will see Venus. Venus won't be as bright because Mars is a little farther away. Obviously, it's the fourth planet from the sun compared to Venus being the second planet from the sun. But Earth will be bright.
Earth should be brighter than Venus.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's so cool is because you have to remember Earth is, right? I mean, you've seen the perspective from space. It's filled with clouds and a high and reflective ocean, right? It's the gleam from the sun, right?
That was one of the things that blew me away. So, as a geoscientist, I know that the Earth has a high reflectivity, but to actually go up and to experience it, and I mean experience it in a way that I hadn't thought of. So, on a full moon and you go outside and you get bathed in moonlight. You walk out and you can see and you can walk around because the reflection off of the moon on a full moon is bright enough. And it kind of captivates you, right? As you're being bathed in moonlight. Well, getting up into space, I got to experience Earth light. And here, this picture here, now our nose cone opens up. And because of the orientation of the Dragon capsule, it blocks direct sunlight into the capsule. So my face is being illuminated by Earth light, the reflection off of Earth. And so I was amazed at how Earth light flooded our Dragon capsule. And just, I feel like there's just that same kind of, a feeling with moonlight, but you take that and you amplify it like 1,000 times because the Earth is so much brighter and more beautiful. And like in that photo, the moon is this big in the Earth, and here you got this Earth light just flooding you, and just spectacular.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, people can actually go on NASA's website. I was just thinking about this. If they're interested, you can actually get a picture of taken by the rovers there of the sky, and they pinpointed Earth in the sky, so it's actually looking back at its home.
So small, which is interesting, and that's why I got that thinking about that, because relatively speaking, you're going to be closer than you are now to Jupiter and Saturn, and thinking about, well, how bright would they be?
Jupiter will be brighter.
Yeah, brighter because it's so big and you're getting closer. And so the perspective of Venus being the brightest, object in our sky versus going to Mars and having it be Jupiter be the brightest, kind of like, but next to the sun, of course.
Yeah. And, it's amazing to think because you need to remember that when you're looking at planets and stars in the sky, they may look similar to the naked eye, right? Even Venus is the brightest planet. It looks like a super bright star, right? Just like a beacon there in the morning. But it's really what you're looking at. It's not producing its own light, right? Planets and moons don't produce their own. They're just reflecting. It's their albedo, right? High albedo. That's what you're seeing. And it's just the same sunlight that you go out and enjoy on a nice sunny day. That's the same sunshine that's shining on that world millions of kilometers away, and it's just reflecting off of it, and it's hitting your eye, that reflected light.
That's why light is so awesome. And you think about the fact that you'll get people who will be traveling to Mars, and they'll get close enough, they'll have Mars light as the ship gets closer, kind of like hitting them before they actually reach the planet. And that Mars light is that reflective sunlight that you're talking about, where it hits and gets reflected off, and then you get to just get bathed in this beautiful red orange glow as you get.
This is what we want people to go outside and see. This is the moment,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, in our eyes, in that perspective, that light, and how that light is bouncing off things. And so this has been fantastic talking about this. Those of you that are watching or listening, watching the recording, I hope that you'll go out in the next 2 days and check it out. And so those of you who are chatting here, I'm scrolling down to the end, that have come in, a big wave to you, and give us a yes, thumbs up. I'm going to go out in the morning and I'm going to check out this conjunction. And remember that when I post this video afterwards, that if you leave a comment in the video stream once it's posted, because these ones go away, then you're in the running to win my postcard for this month, which is called, ironically, Searchlight. And so as you're searching the night sky, you'll have a chance to get this postcard sent to you during this month, which is the Astronomers Without Borders 13th Annual Global Astronomy Month. So we're going to be talking astronomy. We're going to be doing astronomy. We're going to be having fun looking up at the night sky, culminating in the Beauty Without Borders photo campaign on April 27th. Yep, get out those binoculars, get out your eyes, get out your smartphone, and there are apps that you can use to be able to see this happening. So this is one called The Planets. It's free to download, and it will show you where things are, so that when you go out and look up at the night sky, you can use your phone, your smartphone, to help guide the way. So Planets is one that I love and use. Andrew, is there one that you have on your phone that you love?
Oh, there's a few. I use Sky Safari, also very good one. I have an iPhone, so it works really nicely with that. It's a good compare. And there's another one, but people can go on their web browser for free, Stellarium.org. It's a worldwide, it's a free source software, and that's a really nice one to use for free as well. So there's lots of these, and other like astronomy magazines have their own as well. So you just do a search. It's so easy. And you don't need to pay a bundle to get this on an app on your phone. It's really, that's what's so great about skywatching. It's so accessible, very accessible.
Right. And I love it. And I got other things that as we go through the year, I'm going to get into and start using, which I'm excited to have you helping me, guiding me with what to use when and why as we go through, as I dive deep into astronomy again. Makes me when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's a wonderful journey that you're about to embark on, and get reacquainted with the night sky. It's going to be very nostalgic for you. It's going to be an emotional journey for you. And I think it's just going to be fun. And we're so happy that we can all join you on along this path.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here too. So everyone, thanks for tuning in to this early morning tea time. Andrew, are you a coffee drinker or tea?
I drink tea. I'm in a green tea mode right now. I'm binging on that every morning. It gives me that pep that I need.
I got a nice mint tea going this morning. And so those of you guys who are listening, thank you for joining this morning. And we look forward to hearing, post the comment. If you snap a photo, share it with me, tag me, all of those kinds of things. And Astronomers Without Borders, tag us in these photos, because we want to see what you've got going on as you're looking up in the night sky.
Yeah, and we have let's not forget, we have an instruction page, web page. We can give a link out to that down below, where people can get more information. So for Beauty Without Borders, remember on April 27th is when we want people to snap a photo, and we'll be there too.
Yes, sounds good. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, clear skies.
Clear skies indeed.